What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Tuesday. You know what that means. It means you get to see the cake. Just kidding. What is going on? Hey, everybody. What is up? It's time. It's time, everybody. We're live. We are live. Dun, 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 dun. What is up? Hey, everyone. I'm going to try to say hi to everybody. This is, I don't know what to call this. It's supposed to be SoCal Strong Style with Soto and I, but ain't no Soto, ain't no I. Hey, Haley, what's going on? Christian the Chris, what is up, everybody? How you doing, Haley? I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good day. I'm having a good day. Staying busy. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, this is SoCal Strong Style, I guess. Oh no, Haley, a toothache. That's the absolute worst. That is terrible. I am so sorry for you. I don't have any suggestions to make it better. That's terrible. That's awful. I'm so sorry for you. But yeah, we are. You're putting on a brave face, Haley, and I could respect that for you. I could respect that and appreciate that. But toothaches are the worst. I was at believe it or not, I've only ever had one cavity in my life. Yeah, well, Haley, I'm a dad, and I know that my wife goes through so much with our kids and with life in general. And there is no days off for moms. I mean, Mother's Day does not even nearly carry the weight that it should, because all you moms out there working hard. Zach Velocity, what is up? I might have to tune into NWA tonight. I just caught a tweet preview for Crazy Steve. Crazy Steve is in the NWA. This is his first appearance. This taping will be taking out. Haley, absolutely. I try my best to be present and a good papa. It's not always easy. Soto, what's up, brother?
What's up? Let me try and match you.
Yeah, man. But Zach Velocity.
Is that wind coming from you?
What do you hear?
Oh, okay, never mind. We're good.
What are you hearing?
Nothing anymore.
What was it?
I don't know. It sounded like wind.
Oh, I have my fan on. Maybe that was it.
Oh, okay. I just turned off mine because I thought it was mine. Let's see if I can make this better.
Saab is going yeet crazy in the chat. Haley says she's not used to seeing you without the hat.
Yeah, it comes off when I have to go to work, and it usually stays off on Tuesdays.
Do you see what my hat says?
Oh, nice. You have merch for that one too?
So I don't have merch. I just had it made, you know?
Yeah, that's cool.
The plan was to wear this to Mexico, but I haven't been back in a while. Yeah, I will, eventually.
Let me see.
There you go. There it is.
I'm trying to line it up to yours.
So what I did is I kind of cheated on mine, right? Like I just put the same screen up and then created the buffer. Like I can make mine like yours. Like
true.
Oh, don't want to give away too much. Oh, too much. Oh well. Put the hat on, Sab said.
The hat's gonna crush my hair.
Dude, the hair looks good, man. Took some time with
Thank
that
you.
one today.
I had to. Let me see. Now I can't get the top.
Haley said leave it off. Oh, behave.
Leave it off. Let me see. I'll make this better. What's going on, dude?
Oh, you know, just living the dream. Did a little bit of went to the gym today. Did a little bit of did some laundry. Did some work.
Sounds like a good day.
Yeah, man. We're working on it. I'm simultaneously streaming live on YouTube and on TikTok.
Dang. See, this is why we got to figure out how to do that together.
There's ways to do it, man. What we need to do is spend a weekend trying to figure this stuff out.
Right? That's what we need to try to do. All right, I think I got it better. Yeah, it's better now. A lot more lined up.
I'll put mine down a little bit then too to match yours. There we go. There it is. Perfect. I ain't changing nothing now.
Wow.
I'm gonna save this scene. I'm saving this scene as the SoCal Strong Style until we come up with a better name.
That's fine. You called it, what'd you call it earlier? SoCal Connection?
The SoCal Connection.
That's what you called it. That just reminded me of like the Rock and Sock Connection.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think theoretically I could use SoCal Uncensored without getting in trouble, but we'll see. I don't know.
Why? Because you know them?
Dude, I used to run the site.
Oh, got you. I mean, maybe.
I am, I forgot what the technical term is, but it's like, basically I'm like an honorary editor of the site, and I can go back to doing stuff on there anytime I want.
You're a founding member.
No, not founding, just an honorary editor of the site. I don't know what this says.
I got a comment from David. Hi, how you doing? I'm doing good, thank you. How are you, David? Also, Ghost said, are they going to have a draft this year? That's a good question. Are they going to have a draft this year?
I feel like they should have done it already if they were going to do it.
I mean, they still can. They definitely still can. Hey, I saw you went to a baseball game. How was it?
Yeah, I saw the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, the banana people.
Yeah, that was interesting.
They're very popular on TikTok.
Yeah, well, I was hoping some of their fame would rub off on me. Not so much. I've got no one's in the chat right now. I've got 0.
Oh man, I got about 14 in here. It's okay. It's a Tuesday afternoon.
Hey man,
hop on over to Jay.
It's all good. Sab just came back. It's all good. This is I understand that this is a learning cycle, right? Like, I'm going to keep producing content for multiple platforms, but we love TikTok. That's why we're here on TikTok. But for multiple platforms, I'm going to create content, and some of it's going to be fire and hit, and some of it's going to miss. We never know. So
very true, but we're still here trying.
Yeah, man. And I will crash out if someone says I look like Kevin Owens. So
you should have. Oh, Ben over here on my chat said KO ?
Well, I mean, that doesn't count because he's in your chat, isn't he?
Yo, what's Kevin Owens doing here? Uncle L speaks.
Uncle L.
Don't call him Kevin Owens in his chat or else he'll crash out.
I will crash out. Oh, Sab just said I look like Kevin Owens. Oh, damn. Crashed out, man. So what's good with you?
Well,
how was work?
Just another day. I was gonna send you this funny meme thing that I found, but I was like, nah, it's all right.
My
it had to do with work.
Oh, well, work sucks. I know. Are you a Blink-182 fan?
Good one. I got the reference.
Are you a Blink-182 fan?
Of course.
It's got to be, right?
How can you live here and not be? El Morenito said, ¿Cómo sigue de la lesión Kevin Owens de Timu?
Oh, shit. Now in Spanish?
Yeah, in Spanish.
I was waiting for someone to drop that when we were at the Lucha show.
I'm glad they found you. They found you in different países.
I think we're making obvious that they want Seth to win Money in the Bank. Rose says that she thinks that they're making it too obvious, that they think that Seth Rollins is going to win Money, Dinero en el Banco.
Dinero en el Banco.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
Not bad. Let me see. Hold on. There's another one that says, There's a dude named Tyler Wrestles. Looks like him too. That's his long lost brother.
Maybe.
Tyler, I've never seen him.
Rose also says that they hope that Roman shows up this Saturday. I don't know, man. Like, to what? To attack Seth?
I feel like Roman would be the obvious to do, and I almost feel like it's going to be CM Punk that cost Seth Rollins, and I don't think we're going to see Roman Reigns.
If I throw a Lucha clip up here, do you think people would care?
I'm sure people wouldn't care.
Let me see how this works. I've never done this before. I take it that was too loud?
That was horrendously loud, but it worked.
I'm sorry. Well, I got to work on these things. I don't know. You don't know until you know,
Yeah. Uncle L Speaks asked, he streams live TikTok wrestling too? He doesn't stream it, no. But he does talk a lot about wrestling and different promotions. So definitely give Jay a follow. Let me see. Ben said, I don't think they would put an interference into a Money in the Bank match. I mean, it's no disqualifications. Anything goes. I think it's the perfect time to have someone interfere.
Rose just said that, or it might be Sami Zayn. Sami, do the right thing, Sami. For me personally, I would like to see like a clean Money in the Bank, but I'm not gonna hold my breath for it because that's the whole match itself is always set up for shenanigans. It's always something supposed to happen. The whole point of winning Money in the Bank is to get to cut to the front of the line for a world title match. So, it's almost as good as being champion because you have that opportunity. So, I really think that there will be something. I just don't know what. Over on this side of the chat, David said, "Hi, Kevin Owens. You need to stop being on TikTok and get back in the ring," which makes me go, not Kevin Owens.
Let's see. Oh, you know what? That's actually a good point because they didn't one year. They did the Money in the Bank, and then Brock Lesnar just showed up and just took the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he wasn't even in the match that year.
That sounds like something Brock Lesnar would do.
That was one year where he wasn't even in the match, and then he won it just by climbing it and taking it. And everybody that put in the work for that match, got nothing. Yeah, I mean, someone says Roman Reigns for the win. So what if Roman Reigns just comes and take that? That'd be crazy. That would definitely not be what I would want to see.
People would be pissed. I genuinely think people would be angry. Crimson Ram says, I was at Raw last night and they muted us.
Yeah, well, we heard a lot of we want truth chants. Yeah, we want truth chants and a couple we want Carlito chants. I heard them multiple times. They didn't mute you completely. Chase is asking, who do you think WWE will release next? Well, Carlito's contract is over in less than 2 weeks, so I think he already announced that. The Miz contract is coming up to an end soon. Oh, Valhalla said that she's not re-signing either, so she will not be with the War Raiders anymore.
Yeah,
which we haven't seen her forever.
Yeah, she hasn't been on TV, and that's the thing. Like, I heard someone say, like, I'm shocked that they released him because we haven't seen him on TV, and I'm like, that's a good indication that creative has nothing for him. And so, if a talent's not on TV, generally speaking, they're on their way out. Real quick, Finch Master Flex says Soto, and Z loves it. Gave me a heart, so thank you, Z. I appreciate you.
What's up, Finch? Thanks for supporting Jay. Everybody's leaving my chat and going to your chat because they want to come and say hi.
Well, I appreciate that. There's enough love to go around. Finch Master Flex, thank you. I will hit you with that follow back when the live is over. Actually, I think I can figure out how to do it from here. Boom, did it. Look at that. Thank you, Finch Master
Learning
Flex.
every day.
Do you guys see them putting sponsors on the wrestling ring attire? I hope so. Like, let's just go, man. You know what? Let's sell every inch of that canvas. Let's sell every inch of the ring attire. Let's go. If there's $1 to be made, TKO's gonna make it, baby.
What about Ludwig Kaiser?
What about Ludwig Kaiser? We haven't seen him on TV either.
I know.
He's one of those guys. Okay, so let's look at this realistically, right? As much as we all love R-Truth, he's wrestled how many times on Raw this year?
I don't know. I'm sure we can get a stat
up right now. I'm gonna look it up. You don't have to. I'll do it. So,
okay.
Ron Killings, as I'm looking here on my slow laptop, from Charlotte, North Carolina, don't you know? 53 years old, and I've heard someone in the business. Someone in the business told me that he's working his age. That he's older than that.
I was gonna say my next one after we look up this was Ilya Dragunov. I've been wondering where he's at.
So Truth has wrestled 5 times in 2025 on SmackDown against Carmelo Hayes, and The Miz, against LA Knight and The Truth. He was in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal against John Cena at Saturday Night's Main Event, and JC Mateo this past Friday night SmackDown. So, I mean, I just got a notification. I violated something?
What'd you do?
I don't know. You know what? I don't. Oh, you know what that is? That's somebody being swarmy. I think that's not. I don't know. You know what? You just got.
Oh, it's in the comments.
Yeah, you just got.
It's in the
blocked.
comments. Yeah.
That sucks, man. Because I almost was like, all right, we got to end this thing. Notification.
Oh, he had a torn ACL in September. So he's not scheduled to return between September to October of this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Man.
So, I mean, look, so a 53-year-old R-Truth got released who'd only wrestled 6 matches this year. Now, I get it. He's been on TV every week, and that's cool, and he is a very entertaining persona, but, like, they're not going to build... they're not going to build the company around him, right? And the WWE has turned into this machine where, you know, they have a farm system for their farm system for their farm system. You know, like in baseball, we break it down: Major League Baseball, AAA, AA, Single A. Well, you have that now with the WWE. You have Raw and SmackDown, which is your major leagues. NXT, and to a lesser extent TNA by proxy, is your AAA. And then you've got LFG and Evolve as your like single A or double A, and then you've got the WWE ID guys as your single A. So I mean, hey, real quick, Z, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. So with that being said, right, there is obviously this machine is going to keep pumping talent out, and guys who unfortunately are in their, you know, a little bit past their prime, you know, the expiration date is coming on them. And as much as Killings, I love Killings too, and I hope that, you know, he gets work elsewhere, but, you know, the WWE wasn't going to put him in a world title match. They had an opportunity to. They didn't even bother, you know. They could have put him and Cena in a match, and they chose not to do that. So, for all intents and purposes, I don't know. I just don't see it happening.
Again, we're clear that they had a match. It just wasn't for the title.
Right. They could have put him in a title match, and they opted not to. And now I have to do some cleaning over here because my fan just turned off.
I was like, no wonder I could hear you a lot better now.
Is it that loud? Because I could turn it down.
It's okay.
I'm going to walk
Uncle
away
L,
for just a second.
No
go
worries.
ahead,
Okay, Uncle L speaks to saying that he sells hella merch, though, and that R-Truth was making them money. No, I mean, you're definitely right. He was making them money, but I'm sure they were also paying him a lot of money to be there as well. And that's... I'm sure Jay has a lot more to say about that than I do.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything about pro wrestling is... Oh, no, Droid just said I look like Kevin Owens. Oh, crash it out! Everything in the WWE is business now, right? Like, gone are the days of the family-owned business, Vince McMahon. You know, even when they took the company to the public, right, and it was traded on the stock market, it was still a family ran business, but now it's a corporation. And let's think about UFC. I don't know how much UFC you've ever watched, Soto, if you follow it at all, but it is very much a business venture. And they're not afraid to use guys who are going to make them money, and as soon as they don't make any more money, they don't get any more fights. And I agree. R-Truth is not a bad talent. He's like a Swiss Army knife. You could really slot him anywhere in any wrestling promotion because he's funny, but he can be serious. He can be goofy, but he has a pretty solid moveset. For 53, he is still really good in the ring, right? All of this is true. But how much more money could they get out of R-Truth today? And the answer is, like, they made that choice. And think about globally all the money that the WWE is paying right now. You've got WWE ID talents who they don't get a ton of money because they're basically just ID talents. They're not roster talents, but they're getting a paycheck every month. You've got the LFG guys. You've got the NXT guys. You've got the TNA guys that come in and do shows with the WWE. All of these guys are getting a paycheck. And at some point, as any big corporation does, they're going to find a way to minimize expenses. Ron Killings has been with the WWE for a very long time. I think 2008 is when he re-signed with the company. And if you think about that, from 2008 to 2025, that's 17 years. Based on just annual increases like any of us would get at our jobs, I mean, he's had to been a pretty highly paid wrestler on the roster. And again, to what extent were they using him? Now,
thank you, Weekend. Appreciate you.
My sweet ride just said on my side, WWE made a big mistake of getting rid of R-Truth.
I still think that R-Truth should sign with TNA, and that way he can have some sort of a partnership with WWE in some capacity. Or maybe he's just tired of wrestling and he just wants to focus on music, and
well,
I'm sure he'll be very supported.
And I think if there was a way to have parceled him to TNA, I think the WWE could have done that, right? Like, hey, you could take over the contract if you want. I think what he was commanding in the WWE was probably higher than what TNA would be willing to pay him. And if that's the case, why not just have your agent say, okay, WWE, I understand you can't pay me what I was making, but what would you be willing to pay me to stay, and go from there? And that's another side of it too. Like, you look at somebody like we just saw Natty Neidhart start working some more indie dates. You have a couple of guys in NXT who are getting some indie dates, and it's like, is there a spot where they could have done that?
I'm curious if they get how it works out for those indie promotions. Like, are they also paying them, or is WWE getting paid? Like, are they paying? I'm curious if they're getting double paid. I don't know.
So like, my understanding is this, right? Like, you are under contract to WWE. So like, for Natty Neidhart, she has a contract as a performer. But if she's going to go do a gig for the NWA or for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, I think they negotiate a payment for her that the WWE agrees to allow them to do. Because it's so weird, because you hear the term independent contractor used in sports entertainment all the time. Like, these guys are under a individual contract. But they're not employees, so they should be allowed to go anywhere that's willing to pay them. But they're not independent contractors; they're just employees with a weird name.
Yeah, that's what Jesse was trying to fight for.
Yeah, 100%.
But anyways, do you want to make it more official, since we can talk about Worlds Collide now?
Yeah, we 100%. Let's do it.
Perfect. Let me pull up the card because I want to make sure we cover all 4 matches.
Does it feel weird that it's only a 4-match event?
Not really, because it's only a 2-hour show. So I think they want to showcase the superstars a lot more. Let's run it.
I missed it earlier, but Coyote Hustle says Is it true? I heard you got released on your day off. I think that was a slide at the KO reference, but because they didn't say Kevin Owens, I'm not going to crash out.
That's all good. All right. Starting off the Worlds Collide. Are we going to do predictions, or do you want to just...
I'll do predictions. Let's go.
All right, cool. Let's dive into some Worlds Collide predictions with J-Cal. All right, the first match we have Legado del Fantasma versus Psycho Clown and Pagano and El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. Thoughts?
All right, first things first. You and I both saw Dr. Wagner back in February. February or March. I don't remember now. And that dude looked great. He looked really good. And in between tours of, AAA and the Crash in Mexico, he'd also been doing a lot of stuff with Pro Wrestling Noah, which interestingly enough has had connections to the WWE as well. I like El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. I like El Pagano. I really like El Pagano. So I'm rooting for those guys just because of that. They have that, I feel like this is really good, an introduction to some Lucha Libre talent to the WWE with these guys. And I'm excited. One of my favorite guys from AAA is Mecha Wolf. Unfortunately, he's not on the card this weekend. And I know he's in Southern California. I mean, he's literally wrestling in Hemet on Friday night. I won't be able to go to that show either. But all that to say, I do believe that's a great introduction for the AAA talent, and I think those guys are going to get over that night.
I definitely agree with that one. I think I really enjoy watching Los Garza as a tag team.
Yeah.
So seeing Santos Escobar in this match as well, it's going to be a good match, a good 6-man tag match. I'm excited overall for the match, but yeah, I think you should definitely put over the AAA guys in this one.
I think so. To be quite honest, I think this whole event should be about not necessarily having the AAA guys win, but giving them that, like you said, it's 4 matches for a 2-hour event. Get these boys some shine, and ladies, get the men and women some shine. Give them a chance to be seen. Real quick, 2 comments I got to react to. Ben says, "Do you see yourself getting released anytime soon during your recovery?" I'm not Kevin Owens. No, I don't think KO is going anywhere, because Tony Khan would sign Kevin Owens up like that. Don't even second guess that. And then my buddy Double D Devin Dowling, he said Chad Gable to win the AAA championship. I mean, that would be a great way to start the WWE version of AAA by putting a heel as champion and having Vikingo come and chase after him. I'm sorry,
but we'll get to that at the end.
Yeah.
All right.
So
you were talking about the women, giving the men and women their shine. So speaking of the women, let's jump into the next match, which we have Stephanie Racure, which is pulling double duty that day at Worlds Collide, and then literally 2 hours later at Money in the Bank right down the street, which is insane. Props to her, and props to WWE for giving her that chance. But you have Stephanie Racure and Lola Vice versus Dallas and Chick Tormenta.
We talked a little bit about this last night. Chick Tormenta, you and I, well, I think you have, but I know for sure I have. I saw her with Lucha Libre down in TJ. She was also briefly a member of the Women of Wrestling roster as well. She got the goods. She definitely has the goods. I'm not too familiar with her tag team partner, but Stephanie Racure is essentially the WWE's next big thing. They have so much faith in her. They put both the NXT and Women's World and North American Championship on her, which to me indicates that there's a lot of faith, a lot of trust, and a lot of high expectations for her. And it was no accident that she had camera time with Rhea Ripley last night. They're trying to get you to see them as maybe not equals, but on par, right? That's how much they are betting on Stephanie that quarter. So again, I think that's the matchup that's gonna Stephanie and who was her partner again? I'm sorry,
Lola Vice.
Lola Vice. I think that's who's gonna get over on the show.
Yeah, I can agree with that one too, especially since she's going to be at Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
That I can agree with. So we're at one AAA, one AAA, and one NXT or WWE, one WWE.
we'll just call it WWE.
Yeah, we'll call it WWE because they're not even doing it. Anyways, speaking of NXT, we have the NXT North American Championship on the line. That one's I'm really looking forward to this one. And mind you, we're on the third match now, but do you realize that we're gonna have 4 different match types?
That's interesting. I guess I was.
Yeah, we have a 6-man tag. We have a triple threat. I'm sorry. We have a 6-man tag. We have a tag team match. We have a fatal 4-way, and then we have a singles man for the main event. All 4 different match types. Pretty cool. But yeah, going into this one, we have Javon Evans versus Rey Fenix versus Laredo Kid, and then of course the NXT North American Champion Ethan Page. Who do you got on this one?
A lot going on in this one, right? Like Laredo Kid, I think he's representing TNA in this one. Yeah.
I mean, he might be. Maybe because I've seen him wrestle for AAA.
Yeah, I have too, and I like. Well, where do we slot him at? And then you've got obviously. I was putting him over last night. Ethan Page as your NXT North American Champion. I mean, he has been a very talented individual for some time. He's Canadian-born, working for TNA Wrestling as part of the North, working with AEW with Scorpio Sky as part of the Modern Men. I think that was the team name. Anyways, hell of a talent. And the fact that he is the NXT North American Champion, I think, means quite a bit. But then you've also got Rey Fenix, who you and I have both seen down in TJ, and he is so good too. Like, we get lost in the sauce a bit with Penta. Everyone talks about how great Penta is, but remember, Rey Fenix was right on par before getting injured in AEW. So, this one's going to be a hard one to pick. And then you got Javon Evans, who you can't sleep on him either. I don't think this one's a slam dunk. I don't think this is as easy as a lot of people might predict. I think it would be interesting if you had a title change, but they just put the belt on Ethan Page, so I think he's going to stand tall as champion at the end of this one.
I think so too. I think the title's not changing, and I think Ethan Page is going to defend his title. So that would put us at 2 WWE, 1 AAA as the winners. And then the main event of the night, we have the new AAA Mega Champion. That's El Hijo del Vikingo, who just defeated... Can we say his name?
Chad Gable?
No, he just defeated...
No,
can we say his name?
That's not. El Capitan. We'll leave it at that.
Anyways, last weekend he just reclaimed his AAA Mega Championship, and now he is facing Chad Gable, Master Gable at that.
So how do we talk about Chad Gable? I mean, he is a phenomenal wrestler. It makes me laugh that it took this long for the WWE to give him these opportunities to put him in these positions. When he came into the company, he was a comedy wrestler, essentially. I mean, let me take that back. Let me walk that back a little bit. When he first came into the company, he was teaming with Jason Jordan, and it was a very serious tag team. It was very reminiscent of Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, Team Angle, and they're a really solid tag team. Jason Jordan obviously got injured, and during that time too, a weird storyline. They said Jason Jordan was the son of Kurt Angle when you had Chad Gable right there.
I remember that.
Obviously, Gable was the right person to be the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle. But
looking back at it now, yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Well, hindsight's 20/20, because he's basically a modern version of Kurt Angle, and he is at an all-time high, whether it be in the ring or behind the scenes. He adds value to the show. you just put the belt on Vikingo. I think the second time he's held the title. I'm a big El Hijo de Vikingo fan. Uh, I watched him win the Crash Championship. I got to see him wrestle live for AEW. I think he's very, very talented, but he's also very, very peligroso in the ring. He's very dangerous, and he's gotten hurt a few times doing his moveset. Chad Gable's a guy, I think, if he won the title, he's definitely a guy who can be safe in the ring, who can have great matches with just about anyone. And I really feel like this matchup is, to me, on paper, is so much like Rey Mysterio and Dean Malenko from the Cruiserweight division back in the late 90s for WCW, which means it's going to be a hell of a match. Who wins? Well, the fans are going to win first and foremost. I think Vikingo is going to retain, but I would not be shocked, upset, or surprised if Chad Gable were to win it.
Well, that puts us at 2-2, which you know what that means. If you look at it, gracias. Anyways, El Hijo del.
It took me a minute, but I got there.
Speaking of gracias, with the two peace signs, El Grande Americano shockingly won last night the triple threat match with CM Punk and AJ Styles on AJ Styles' birthday at that, turning 48 years old yesterday. El Grande Americano, probably the youngest one in the ring, took home the victory and is now headed to Money in the Bank. Did you notice last night that he was wearing some boots that said CG on the boots? Did you take a look at those?
I'm really surprised Chelsea let him borrow those boots. You know, like
no. Chad Gable already said that he let him borrow the boots. He posted about it.
what?
He said that he let him borrow it, and that El Grande Americano ended up stretching them out with his big feet. So, I mean, it was nice enough for Chad Gable to let him borrow those boots.
Yeah. Look, I think it's a fun gimmick. You know, I mean, gosh, for all those years that you and I have been going to TJ and seeing El Grande Americano, you know, paving his ways on those mean streets of Tijuana, you know, I'm excited to see what El Grande Americano can do in this matchup. I don't think it's gonna be him. I don't think he is him, but I think it should be a really good match. And I think in such a short amount of time, El Grande Americano has really taken to the fans of the WWE in such a way that he's not only penetrated their hearts but their minds as well.
Why do you think Why do you think Chad Gable didn't go to Money in the Bank and then El Grande Americano didn't face Vikingo at Worlds Collide?
I mean, if we're gonna be like we're straight shooting here, brother. I think the biggest thing is culturally acceptance. Chad Gable is an outsider to AAA, and I think you want to blend the outsiders with the local talent, where somebody like El Grande Americano, some in AAA might find the whole gimmick to be offensive.
I mean, I don't know how you can find it offensive. Him and El Hijo del Vikingo used to have feuds back in the day, so this would have been perfect to pick up their feud from,
No,
from
Tijuana.
Tijuana.
I mean, you're right. But I think, look, I think, all kidding aside, El Grande Americano is in a position where the WWE thinks he's going to be most successful, and Chad Gable's in a position where they think he's going to be most successful. And I think at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want to put your talent in the best opportunity to be showcased. Gable is a machine, dude, and him and Vikingo are going to have a hell of a match.
I think it's crazy. I've been wanting to see Chad Gable in the corner of El Grande Americano. But since Chad Gable's going to get, beat up at Worlds Collide, he's not going to be able to make it to Money in the Bank and support his friend El Grande Americano.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it is, like, have you been down there where at the I always forget the name of the city, and I go there all the time for concerts and all sorts of things. Why can't I think of the city name? Inglewood. There it is. Couldn't think of Inglewood. Couldn't get Inglewood. It's literally like a block away. Like I would
everything's walking distance.
I would laugh if I was there and I saw like Chad Gable in gear walking to the dome. I don't know. I think I don't think you're going to see Chad Gable in the corner of El Grande Americano because he has a very important task ahead of him with Vikingo, and after that match, I imagine he's going to be spent and probably on his way to, a nice massage and an ice bath to recover from his match against El Vikingo.
I think it would be perfect to bring El Grande Americano during that match against Vikingo. I think it'd be perfect and it's the perfect time because you have a bunch of luchadors there, and he would blend in very well to show up. And anybody could wear the mask. Maybe he doesn't even show up. Maybe it's just somebody pretending to be El Grande Americano. You know what I mean? And then they get the mask ripped off, and they're like, "You're not El Grande Americano."
Someone check the flight status for Kurt Angle to see where he's at. Real quick, I have to shout out Devin Dowling, who not only gave me a rose, but a tiny diny. And he says, any chance Andrade is revealed as El Grande Americano? He is one with a similar build.
I don't think so. I think their tans are a little different.
Are you surprised that Andrade isn't on the card?
A little bit. I didn't even think about it until now.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's... Look.
Hola.
Hola. Rey Mysterio's...
Story time.
We're not going to see Rey Mysterio on the card. Dominic, I was kind of surprised that he isn't making an appearance as your Intercontinental Champion. I mean, they put the NXT North American title on the line, but they didn't put Dominic, who I think would
I think it's because they were going more NXT, that's why.
Okay, I mean, that's fair. But I still think it would be a very wise business decision to put Dominic on the card. I mean, look, at the end of the day, what are the matches for Money in the Bank?
You have the men's Money in the Bank, you have the women's Money in the Bank, you have Lyra versus Becky, and you have the tag team match with Logan Paul, John Cena, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn.
But no Dominic, right?
As of right now, no.
I mean, you might see Dominic appear. Like, that's the thing too, because both of these venues are literally within walking distance, and I'm not saying that like sarcastically. Go up to Google Maps; it's literally like 3 blocks, maybe. And if they just take an Uber, it's even less than that. Like, you could be there very quickly, very easily, and I mean, there's a chance that Dom shows up. I mean, I'm just saying.
There's like 4 venues next to each other within walking distance. It's insane. You have the Kia Forum. Yep. You have the SoFi Stadium.
Yep.
You have the new Intuit Dome, which is where Money in the Bank is going to be at. And you also have, there's another one that I can't think of the name of. It's also, I believe, newer.
That one I'm not sure.
Cool Dude is asking, is that Kevin Owens?
Cool Dude. Cool Dude. Not cool, dude. Not cool. Randy Perez says, I thought it was Cody, not Sammy. Yeah, Cody will be teaming with Jey Uso.
Oh, Cody. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Sorry, Randy.
We
were both spacing on that one. Yeah, Cody will be in the ring with Jey Uso to take on John Cena and Logan Paul. What do you think of that tag team of John Cena and Logan Paul?
I'm just hoping that they I don't know. This is just going to continue the feud that we're going to keep seeing with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I'm surprised they haven't ran it back yet and done had a rematch, like 1-on-1. But they're going to probably save it for SummerSlam.
Double D Devin Dowling says Paul and Bald connection. I love the idea of Cena cozying up to the YouTuber when the rest of the roster hates him, because he's not paid his dues, and Cena's like, no, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want for the WWE when I leave. I hope he wins the title when I'm gone. And I think that's phenomenal. I wish Logan Paul would be in concert with The Rock and Travis Scott as this rogue group of wrestlers. I think that'd be amazing.
Chico Johnny's asking, who do you think challenges John for the title next?
Well, I think it's gonna be Cody. I think like that's obviously the direction that they're heading. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say I wanted to see like Gunther go after the belt, right? Because I feel like that would be very interesting. But I think honestly, it's probably going to be another Cody shot, and then who knows? I mean, at that point, who knows? Who on the roster right now would be a good choice? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, last night before he lost his Money in the Bank opportunity, CM Punk said that he would go after John Cena for the WWE Championship. So I think we've seen it before, and we have to see it one last time. So I think they're going to give that to us, and I can see that happening very soon.
You know, I think if Cody is not the one to take the belt off of Cena, then I think 100% it should be Punk. And it's funny because just like what we were talking a few minutes ago about Ron the Truth Killings could be applied to our friend Phil CM Punk's Brooks. I mean, if CM Punk at this point in the game, like he is a huge merchandise seller, he hasn't wrestled every episode of Raw, but I feel like he's got the cachet, the name value, everything to be put in that opportunity, and I feel like he would crush it. But I just don't see him. I don't see him being the guy to beat Cena, because I feel like you've built up with Cody for so much, you know.
Right.
And if you put the belt on CM Punk, you totally just nerfed Cody Rhodes. And then what does Cody do? Come back and feud with Punk?
I mean, I'd rather see Punk as a heel anyways, so.
I don't think the WWE is going to give you that. I just don't feel like they're doing that.
No? I like Punk more as a heel.
Yeah. Devin Dowling says that Roman is the guy to dethrone Cena, in my opinion. Cody versus Roman 3 at Mania. That's exhausting. I don't know. I mean, the thing about the WWE is now it's not as predictable as it was just a year ago, let alone 2 or 3 years ago. It's very. Like, would you be shocked if Logan Paul somehow won the title off of Cena? I mean,
that actually, I wouldn't be too shocked from it, to be honest.
I don't think I'd be
I still
shocked.
think.
Surprised, yeah, but shocked, no.
No, because we all know that Logan's going to be a world champion at some point. Just to give him that. I need to go back to Saturday Night's Main Event. He should have beat Jey Uso. He should have beat Jey Uso
100%.
at Saturday Night's Main Event. He should have been world champion. Made him champion for at least 2 weeks, and had whoever wins Money in the Bank. Jey Uso could have even qualified for Money in the Bank. You could have given the Money in the Bank to Jey Uso and literally have him cash in next week on Monday when he would have fought Gunther. Like, you could have had Jey Uso win the title back from Gunther and Logan Paul, or make it a triple threat match. Something. It should have just. It would have been perfect. I think Logan Paul would have had the title for 2 weeks, which is just enough time that I could stand him as world champion, and then put it right back on Jey Uso. Everybody would have won. There would have been some title changes, and you put two world titles under Jay's belt, and you also put Money in the Bank under his stats. It would have been perfect, but no, they wanted to give it to Lame Knight.
Hey, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense of everything that you just said. I think putting, I agree with you, because you're right. Our guy Logan Paul doesn't need a long reign with the belt. He just needs one run with the belt. That's it. And once he gets that out of the way, the Rock is off his back. He finally has an opportunity to just be himself. And they have to call him a former world champion whenever. Was it when it comes to Jey Uso? I don't think he should be one and done either. That's the thing. I don't need my world's heavyweight champion to hold that belt for 1,000 days. It was special when Roman did it. I don't need everybody else to do it. Now I don't want a hot potato of the title that just bounce back and forth to everybody, but you give Logan Paul 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops. You get the belt back on Jey Uso. He drops it to Gunther, and after 6 months he gets it back. To me, that doesn't hurt anybody. I think it makes the title seem more desirable, and it elevates the people who are challenging for it. Logan Paul, oh, I'm a former WWE champion. Oh, Gunther, he's a 2-time champion. Oh, Jey Uso, he's a 2-time champion. And now all of a sudden it's a different beast,
Cheat code Johnny said it hurts Jay.
How? How does it hurt Jay? Cheat code. Explain to Soto, or come into my chat and explain it to me, because if Jey Uso lost the title tomorrow and then regained it in 2 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time, how does that hurt him? He doesn't need to be a champion forever. And let's be honest, he was the least ready guy to be world champion that they've had. I would have expected more CM Punk to go after that title before Jey Uso. And the fact that Jey Uso is champion now, I don't think he's a bad champion. I think he's great, but he's also he is vulnerable. And to Gunther's point last night, he's taking on matches he doesn't need to.
That's true. He's got a tag team match that he doesn't need. Right, 2 days before he has to face Gunther for the world title. Yeah. Chico Johnny said Jey Uso losing to Logan Paul after he beat Gunther at Mania? ? And then Carlito said Jey Uso has been the worst world champion so far. I think Carlito, it hasn't been as crazy as I would have liked, but that's why I think make Jey lose the title at Saturday Night's Main Event, 2 weeks ago, only for a little bit, just for a little bit, and then have him win it back, whether that be Gunther or Logan Paul, with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then he would go over even further, right? Because now he has a higher status of, I'm a 2-time world champion, and you guys never thought I'd be a 1-time world champion.
You never thought I would be here, but I got here without it. Without you guys backing me. Yeah, the fans had my back, but the office didn't, and I did it anyways. And it was so much fun I did it twice. I mean, that's so much good material for promos, right?
And then on top of that, Jay could just be like, the only reason I lost was because John Cena helped you.
Yep. Which,
John Cena came in to help out Logan Paul, and that's the only reason that you would lose, which elevates John Cena even further, right? As the GOAT, because, Jey Uso couldn't stop John Cena and Logan Paul.
100%.
And then you could have had him, had Jey Uso feud with John Cena later on. I don't know. There's just so many ways that they could have done it. Chico, Johnny, you're making a good point. You don't think it's too soon. Yeah, 2 months in as world champion, it can be too soon, but I'm not saying to lose the title completely forever. I'm saying Jay could have lost the title for 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops, like Jay said, and he could have got it right back. Put the title right back on him. He could have been like, look, we did this. I got the title back. I'm showing you that I'm a real champion. I think it just would have added more to the story. That's it.
I agree. I'm going to step off camera because I have to do a costume change real quick, but I'm here. I'm here, Soto.
I hear you. Y'all remember how quick Sasha would lose the title and then win again? I just want some title changes here and there. We don't need to see, like Jay was saying, we don't need to see a champion for an entire year. What is it? Cody Rhodes had his title for over a year, barely, but he still had it for, just a little over a year. And I'm cool with seeing 2 month, 3 month reigns and then, switching back and forth. It's what it's about. It doesn't just need to end with a title change.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime... Look, what was so special about Roman's run as champion is he did things that hadn't been done in decades. And I don't need every single world champion to recreate Roman's run. Otherwise, Roman's run seems less special by proxy. Let's let these guys have a significant amount of time with the title. But Cody had the belt for a whole year before he lost it, and that he deserved that. He worked for that. He earned that. Jey Uso is not Cody Rhodes. Jey Uso doesn't need to hold the belt for an entire year before he loses it. And just because he's not Cody Rhodes doesn't make him bad. Not at all. It just, honestly, it just makes him real. It makes him human. You got to remember, this guy was a tag team wrestler, right? Come on, Uso. He was a tag team wrestler, and now he's your world champion. That says so much about what the WWE thinks of him. But at the same time, he could fail, and it's not the end of the world because he's real. And that makes him even more authentic. And when authenticity sells, that crowd loves him. You see it. Yeet, 4 words. Or wait, 1 word, 4 letters. Yeet. The crowd freaking loves that. And the fact that they're able to do that, and if he loses, the fans are going to churn on him. They're not going to walk away from him. They're going to be like, all right, we got you, Uso. Get back out there. Get out there, Uso. We got you, Uso. It's Babyface 101. Ric Flair was the greatest of all time because he knew how to be a heel and lose and win that title back, and it didn't hurt him.
That's why I think Jay it would have elevated Jay a lot more. He doesn't need to be a one-time champion because you're not going to remember how long he was champion for. You're just going to remember that he was a world champion. You don't remember how long John Cena was champion those 17 times, 16 times before this. You just remember he's a 17-time world champion. So I think it would have elevated Jay more because he could be a champion for 2 months. Nobody's really going to look back and be like, well, you were champion for 2 months. It doesn't matter. He was a world champion. And to win it back to back, it would have been great.
And the infamous words of Paul Walker, whether you win by an inch or a mile, you still win. I don't think it matters if Jey Uso were to lose the title early and regain it. And with all that being said, if he lost the title and never had an opportunity to regain it, then what you're saying would make a lot of sense. That's not what Soto and I are saying. A pause, a break, a hiatus, eventually regaining the title, I think would not hurt him at all, not even in the slightest.
Absolutely. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Make sure you guys follow J-Cal and show him some love. He does go live just about every Tuesday, at least every Tuesday, at least 50 times out of the year. He goes live every Tuesday, talks wrestling. He hangs